Hello lovely Cancerians, I've got a gorgeous feeling about your reading. This is your June 2025 love and general reading, and I don't always get a gorgeous reading before I start, but I have. Okay, we do also have a new moon in your sign towards the end of the month, which also feels particularly lovely. Okay, but let's see what the cards have to say. I took 2 oracle cards for you. This is very interesting. We get Stranger and Curiosity. And we get, I love this for a water sign, we get Spirit of the River, movement towards adventure. And in fact, those two, actually, they're not very far apart. Those two go together. Spirit of the River, which is moving towards adventure, and Stranger Curiosity, which, as Cancerians, you know, for me, Cancer is a very cautious sign. You don't find Cancerians generally singing from the pub table, you know, everybody look at me. It's not that kind of sign. You're not those kinds of people. And sometimes your protective shell can stop you from taking advantage of all the things that are out there for you. Now, there's something here about you being curious, about you being tempted, about you almost childlike, wanting to get out there and touch things and daub paint on things and feel creative and feel risky. Now, obviously, you do things at your own risk, and I'm not saying to throw caution completely to the wind, but there's something here about breaking out of your little cycles of safety. Us water signs, we kind of have to have cycles of safety because we're so easily damaged. Water signs, very, very empathic, very giving, very much able to merge with others and feel their pain. So you can't just leave yourself out there all the time, because you will get destroyed. And as Cancerians, and do drop me a comment and let me know, this has happened. There is a history of this with Cancerians. And you know, especially, well, I'm not going to like badmouth any signs, but you know who they are. If you particularly bump into those signs, you can give and give and give and give and give. So, let's see what we got, because 3 cards, just, ooh, God, dropped on the floor. Long-time listeners, identify yourself in the comments. You know what card is in front of me, although a very different version of it, and quite a nice version of it in some ways. Okay, let's start off easy. We got the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is you. This is you when you are scrying, you are using your intuition, you are keeping yourself safe by using that intuition and feeling the room, as Cancerians do. Little, you know, pinch of this, little pinch of that, keeping yourself slightly guarded, but at the same time receiving wisdom from the universe in quite a feeling orientated way. In fact, almost exclusively in a feeling orientated way. Who's knocking around? You guessed it right, but by God, has he changed up his outfit. We got the King of Swords. I know, that's quite a statement. I'm thinking cameo Word Up on Top of the Pops in the 80s. Are you with me? If you know, you know. Okay, so our old friend, or is it foe? King of Swords is in the house. I mean, I don't know if it's just this deck. This is the Sarsaparilla Tarot, where everything, you know, it's sunshine. And this is what the feeling I was getting for you of like sunshine and woohoo, butterflies. So obviously it softens his edges. And I don't get a very bad feeling. Sometimes with Cancerian readings and the King of Swords, you know how it is. It's like he just follows you from one reading to another. And yeah, he's here. But I don't mind the feeling I'm getting off him. But we'll see, okay? I will do a love reading underneath in a minute. So we will dig a bit deeper into love and relationships. And he may because I'll use a different deck for that. He may come up. There will be an extended love reading as well, as there is every month. So if you get to the end and you want that, it's the first link in the description box. For now, here we have these two. Next to each other, their skill set is incredibly different. You go to the Queen of Cups if you have a problem, usually. If you need to know something, if you don't have the information, she can get it for you for that hard to reach spiritual answer. King of Swords you would go to if you want your accounts done, or if you want to know what's right and what's true, and you want someone to use their head, not their heart, cut through all of that. Actually, they complement each other. But also, King of Swords, Cancerians, what is it? It's been 2 or 3 years now. Anyway, alongside that, we get this very cheerful looking chap who's tucking into this, looks like inflatable chicken thing in the middle. I love this card, Jupiter in Pisces. The universe is asking you on every level, and I think this is where the Cancer new moon comes in. I think it's on the 25th of June. It's around the end of the month time. It sparkles with joy. It's literally saying to you, what's on the menu? What do you want to order? What do you want to happen? What is your heart's desire? Your heart's desire. Because when you get the Nine of Cups, it's not about what you think, what you strategize. It's about your heart. It's about what makes your heart leap. What are you intuitively aligned with and guided towards? And also the things that you might not even feel like you deserve. You know, a job that you feel is out of your wheelhouse, a relationship that you feel is elusive. This is the universe getting really chopsy and wanting you to just be bold and put it out there. So when you get to, and it's a little way off, you know, it's 3 or 4 weeks off, when you get to that Cancerian new moon, put it out there for the universe what you want. And leading up to that point, because we also have what I think is a glorious full moon in Sagittarius. I think it's on the 11th, so that's obviously much sooner. Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter, and I'm just getting that on the full moon on the 11th, lay down your burdens, lovely Cancerians. Lay down what you no longer need to hold on to. Lay down anything that stands in the way of your glory, but also in the way of you being in true alignment with what you want. And it may not, in the beginning, be easy to identify who or what it is that might be an impediment, that might be standing in your way, okay? But remember, you're the Queen of Cups. So you may have to spend some time, as the Queen of Cups does, you can either do it in quiet, you can do it while you're walking, but just tune in. There are messages from the universe. We got stranger curiosity, spirit of the water, movement towards adventure. Be curious about what could be holding you back. Think of what it takes to move through water. You don't want to be weighted down, okay? Nice. That's interesting. You get the Two of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles is when you're bouncing ideas around that are real, that are tangible, that are 3D, that are Earth, okay? So it's Jupiter in Capricorn. So look, imagine the Nine of Cups. This is Jupiter in Pisces. Jupiter in Pisces is when the expansive planet of Jupiter, which rules Pisces anyway, which is also an expansive sign, just leads to dreams, okay? And getting your dreams, living your dreams, loving your dreams. Jupiter in Capricorn is where Jupiter moves into a Saturn-led planet, a Saturn-led sign, Capricorn, which is naturally about restriction and boundaries and borders. And so what happens here is within that restriction or boundary or border, you play with what you've got. You try things out. It's very practical. So if you're applying for jobs, throw in a wild application for one that you would never think you'd get in a million years. Why not? Chuck it in there. It's about trying practical things, but the practical things are leading to bigger, more universal goals. Okay? I like this. I just got channeled a bunch of balloons, and you're literally just pulling on the strings, but the balloons are above. Then this lady struts in, Queen of Wands. Now, these two traditionally, in my mind, don't get on. You don't seat them next to each other at a dinner party, okay? But what I'm getting for you with the Queen of Wands is about your diva-ship, your hot girl summer, whatever you want to call it, okay? That's Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands. They are very interchangeable. They shouldn't be, but they are, but also kind of enemies, kind of jealous of each other. I know. Queen of Wands, and here she is with her big candy cane, is, I've got the confidence from the Queen of Cups, from trying things with my Two of Pentacles, to now stride forward and go for that job that I shouldn't get. Go for that relationship that I don't think I deserve. Go for that money that I don't think I'm worth. Whatever it is, you are stepping above and beyond. Curiosity, the spirit of adventure is going to lead you there. Okay? I like this. Weirdly, the King of Swords is also going to lead you there. I told you he is not in his normal wheelhouse. Gosh, it's so good because you get 2 8s. Okay, look. You get this 8, which is strength. Major arcana. The first one we've had. Know yourself, know your limits, but know your dreams. And take heed and believe them. You are not your limits. Very important. Cancerians are good at limits. You are not your limits. With the 8 of Swords, 2 8s, there is a need to bust whatever your inherited wisdom is. It could have come from your parents. It could have come from school. Sometimes we don't even get to know where it came from. Sometimes it actually doesn't really matter where it came from. The message is here. What matters is we don't keep repeating that message ourselves just because somebody said. Okay? Let's do some love cards. I'm going to get a different deck out for your love reading. What do I want for you? I think I know actually, but they're just in here. Yep, those ones. Okay, love. Doodle-doo. Tell me about love stuff for the lovely Cancerians. Try not to pull the cloth off, as the actress said to the bishop. Okay. Three of Wands. I'll hold these up in a minute as well. Three of Wands is an adventurous card. So you are at the limit. You're on the horizon. You're looking forward. I wouldn't normally say Cancerians were adventurous in relationships, but there's a spirit of adventure coming in now. Okay, so Let's not kick it out of bed for eating crisps, if indeed it has eaten any crisps. Knight of Swords. Ooh, I like this. Knight of Swords, again, is a very directive, very straight down the line kind of a card, which I really like. I'm pleased to see it here. It feels, that feels like information coming in. Okay, I'm going to take a third. Page of Pentacles. Very, very beautiful card. So gorgeous. So you're standing on the horizon of something. Information comes in from an external source. So this can be a conversation. This can be a message. It usually is a message when you get the Knight of Swords. But it's slow because we've got the Page of Pentacles. It's not hot and heavy, you know, snap your knicker elastic. It's none of that. Yeah, ooh. Seven of Swords. Now, I get two meanings for the Seven of Swords, so we need to have a little investigate. One is keeping things on the down low, and it can be you doing it. So when we get the Seven of Swords, it can be you get information or somebody says something to you, you pick something up, you hear something, something is transmitted, if you want to call it that. And then it's quiet and slow and you're thinking about it and you're not revealing your hand too soon. So let's say this is someone gets hold of you who sends you an email, a text, talks to you, communicates with you in some way. Maybe around the time of the full moon. We've got a full moon in the cards. We've got a full moon on the 11th. This is about this Seven of Swords not reacting. So in other words, not answering straight away, not being an open book, not blabbing the farm, not giving out. Cancerians can be very open. Like I said, it's not your normal empath self. This is Three of Wands. That's a wand card. This is Knight of Swords, which is clear, clear, clear information. This is delicate. For some reason it's delicate. I don't know if it's the relationship that's delicate, if it's the way you deal with it that's delicate. Yeah. Even more of a yin card. We get the Four of Swords, perfect for an earth sign. Sleep on it. Sleep on it. When you get this information, sleep on it. Don't react straight away. I'm just going to get a pen because I want to make a note of that myself for you. This is really important. Okay. Even if this is a message or a person you've been waiting to hear from for yonks, do not jump at the bit. Okay? Do not react quickly. That won't be your friend. Okay. Then we get the Tower. When you get the Tower, there is an external source, an external jolt of electricity. Something in the external world comes in and gives the necessary change. So that necessary change is not coming from you, as in it doesn't need to be generated by you. even though I think you're going to feel that it should be. You may feel as if you need to kind of steam in and do something. And I'm saying you don't. It's quite the opposite, because there needs to be a lull here so that this interruption can come. This is destined, whatever this is. It's supposed to happen. It's destiny. If you take too much action during this, or even if you allow yourself to be driven forward too quickly by someone else, you know, in whatever form of relationship it may or may not be, you won't get the full benefit of that. This is not, whatever this situation is, it's not for you to make it pacier, to try and change it. Again, remember the oracle card here that we had, Spirit of the River and the Stranger, Curiosity. Being curious often means you kind of sit back and you look and you sniff and you listen, and you don't jump to a conclusion quickly. Take your time, no matter what they're saying or how they're saying it. Okay, take your time. This is very interesting, lovely Cancerians. Oh, I love that you get, yeah, then that's that. Perfect. Perfetto. Right. Just go in a little bit on those. This is lovely. So, prospecting, adventure. And it may be as well that you need in this part to put yourself out there a little bit more. Because Three of Wands is definitely, I'm out here, I'm looking at the horizon, I'm seeing what I can see. I'm prospecting. Our Knight of Swords is someone else. Could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but also just masculine energy in general. Coming in, stating a case, saying something, dropping an information bomb, just saying something. Could be a phone call, email, text, whatever it is. You are, look at these three cards, you are not in a hurry to get off your proverbial couch here, okay? You're mulling it over quietly like the Page of Pentacles. You're keeping your thoughts and feelings to yourself initially with this Seven of Swords. And you're literally resting on it. Rest on it. Whatever the situation is, rest on it. And be assured that this, and this could be around the time of the new moon on the 25th, so towards the end of the month, that there will be a factor of destiny that comes into play. Okay? So there will be, I'm writing it down, that comes into play. Be ready. Don't be doing anything, just be ready. Gosh, I love this. Let's take a love oracle card. In the extended reading, I am going to look, I'm going to use some different decks, and I'm going to look, I always look, how do they feel about you and about the other person? But I'm also going to look about this information from the Knight of Swords, the reason why you need to keep quiet, and what might come in from the Tower as well. It's a lot. We get imperfections. Love is a beautiful mess. Embrace its imperfections. That's another reason not to move too soon. this is not necessarily unfolding in a logical way, okay? Charisma. Love flows to you. You radiate charisma and charm. I'll take it, says the lovely Cancerian. Why not? God, that's so weird. I saw that before it came up. Friendship. For some of you, this might be negotiating whether this is a friendship or whether this is a romance, or whether it's a weird mixture of the two, or whether you want to call it and what you're going to call it. That's really, really important. I'm going to look at that in the extended as well, because that came into my mind before I pulled it, which means it's really, really, really important. If you're trying to get to the bottom of whether something lies on the side of friendship, romance, love, or somewhere in between, do not rush to be doing that, okay? Because this tower brings something important in terms of destiny, information, and a big shift. Oh my God, it's all going on, lovely Cancerians. If you want the extended reading, it is the first link under the description box. I'm just about to go and do it now. Woohoo! Leave me a comment. I'll see you on the other side. Namaste.